Hi guys, I'm Dr. Tara Tobias. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we're actually going to be building on a video that I posted earlier in the week on the problems that can occur after a stroke in the arm. So I'm so grateful and so appreciative for everyone that left comments and asked questions. It really does help me to tailor the follow-up videos, knowing what your specific problems are and what your specific questions are. So I appreciate that. Keep the comments coming. Those really do help me to know what to explain in the follow-up video. So if you didn't watch that video or you're just now joining us, earlier in the week I posted a video going over the difference between spasticity and weakness in the upper extremity and the stages of recovery after a stroke, and kind of how all that plays into figuring out what the best exercises are for you based on your stage of recovery and based on whether or not you have a flaccid hemiparesis or you have a spastic hemiparesis. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll go ahead and link that right here. I definitely encourage you to watch that video before going on to this video, because it will make this video make a lot more sense. So now on to the exciting stuff, on to the stuff that I know all of you are interested in, because almost every single comment has to do with, okay, that explanation is great, but what exercises do I need to do for it? So we're gonna dive right in and get right into the exercises for the upper extremity following a stroke. So this video today is specifically gonna focus on someone who has weakness in the arm or mild to moderate spasticity. So that means that maybe your arm does go into a flexor spasm, but if you used your other hand to straighten it out, you could do that with minimal resistance. If you have a severely stuck arm and it takes you a lot of strength, or there's a lot of resistance when you go to straighten that arm out, I put you in a category of severe spasticity, and I'm going to do a whole video devoted just to stretching the shoulder with severe spasticity. So this is for anyone who has flexor spasticity but can get the arm out with only a little bit of resistance, or you just have straight up weakness. So as I stated in the previous video, there are some key movements that we're trying to do. So your arm is pulling in this way. This is a flexor spasm. So what is that? That's protraction at the scapula, the shoulder blade. Internal rotation, meaning your arm wants to turn in, your elbow wants to flex, your forearm wants to point the palm down like that, and your hand wants to stay in a fist. So everything we do in the next couple of videos is going to be working on range of motion, making sure you have the range of motion where you can move the shoulder blade back into retraction. You can externally rotate the upper arm. You can extend the elbow, extend the wrist, and extend the hand. And I'm going to break this down into small pieces. I know some of you guys get frustrated. I even got comments on that last video that you're excited for this video, and I love that. Trust me, that energizes me to get those comments. But there is a purpose to breaking this down into small pieces, that it really does help to do the progression. So giving 5 days to a week in between videos really does help, so that you can just focus on one little chunk. So in today's video, the little small piece you're gonna get is on mobilizing or stretching the shoulder blade. So we're gonna be moving the shoulder blade in the back of that bone in the back into retraction. And then the other focus is gonna be moving the arm into extension, extending the elbow, and then putting it all together. So doing each one of those components. So if you just extend the arm but you let the elbow flex, that's easier than extending the elbow and the shoulder. That's going to be harder because there's more muscles involved that need to be stretched. Some are what we call two joint muscles, so if they cross two joints, If you extend both those joints, it just makes that muscle have to be a little bit longer. So that's a difficult one. And then also going into extension with external rotation. So bringing the arm backwards and rotating it outwards. That's going to be a challenging position, again, just because there's a lot of soft tissue structures involved that need to be lengthened. So we're going to break it down, small pieces, just the shoulder blade, just the arm into extension, and then we're going to put it all together. So enough of me talking. Let's go on over to the gym and get started. So I hope that made sense. Again, like I had said, we're bringing the shoulder blade back into retraction. That's why those rolls were so nice. I give you a couple different options. And then we're bringing the arm into extension. So bringing that arm back, getting on a low stool and putting them back like that. I hope you guys caught that if your arm is sliding off of there, I showed two modifications you could make. One is that Dyson pad, that little Dyson circle. I'll put a link for that in the description below. That product is good for a variety of things. Those little Dyson dots, those little 10-inch circles are amazing. You can set plates on them, a bunch of other things. But that's what's keeping the hand from sliding forward. If your hand still slides forward, then just putting a little ankle weight, you know, the heavier, obviously, the more it's going to be able to hold that arm back there. But even that, some people just aren't going to be able to get their arm back. So I'm going to give you another modification that you can make, also getting your arms into that position. Later on, I'm going to show you one in standing, but I really like sitting and putting the arms back because your arms are a little bit more relaxed when you're sitting. So any way that you can recreate this and have something to put your arms on in the back. So let's go ahead and show you this next little exercise. This is another modification you could do to get your body into that position. If you don't have the range of motion, if you go to a shorter or a smaller stool and then put that Dyson dot on there to keep the hand from sliding. So you see with the lower stool, I don't need as much range of motion. It's a little bit harder. Your arm, shoulder has to go a little bit further back. Your arm has to go a little bit further back the higher the stool is. So that lower stool just allows you to keep that arm down just a little bit lower. So now we're going to be moving on to using a product I love, and it's called your cane. And a lot of you already have one, so this should be an easy exercise for you to do. Now we're going to use that cane to help abduct the arm, meaning bringing it away from you out to the side. We're also going to add elbow extension with that shoulder extension. So that, remember, that's very difficult because you've got your biceps, which crosses two joints. So extending two joints at the same time puts a lot of stretch on that bicep. So we're going to use that cane and use your uninvolved hand to really extend that arm. So I have my cane again. You guys know I love the cane. I'm going to take this strap, strap my hand to the cane. All right, so with the hand strapped to the cane like that, you can really do a lot of different motions. But since we're doing the extension, just stretching that shoulder back. Make sure that you're just not rotating, but that you're actually pushing the arm backwards. And again, this is for shoulder extension. You're also getting elbow extension, and you are getting a little bit of scapular retraction with that one. So that is for that. You can also do it for abduction. Here's the cane again for abduction. Make sure that you're not raising your shoulder up to do that. Make sure that you're really pushing out and keeping that shoulder down. That's extremely important, keeping that shoulder down. Make sure you're just not going like that, which I do see that a lot. Shoulder stays down, and just gently push the arm out. Try not to help with your left arm, because that, if you have a lot of spasticity or high tone, that's going to make that tone a little bit worse. But really try and think about just relaxing that left arm and using your uninvolved arm to push it out. Extension again. Okay, and then remember I said in the last video how we're probably gonna work that external rotation in a little bit in each video because it's so important. So laying down is actually one of the best positions to work on that external rotation with your elbow bent. So let's go ahead and see how that's done with the cane. So I hope that made sense. If you made it this far, hang in there. We're almost to the end. I'm gonna show you a couple other positions to help to work that shoulder extension combined with that external rotation, putting a bar behind you that you would hold on to. And then I give one modification on that where the bar is actually on the side. That would be for someone who doesn't have good range of motion, so they don't have good motion in the shoulder yet and they can't get their arms back here. Putting a railing on the side will be a modification that you can make where you don't have to have such extreme range of motion. So that would be a starting point for you. So first one is the more aggressive position, the bar is behind you. Second one's a little bit easier, the bar is on the side. You can take your involved arm and just help it onto that railing, and then take your uninvolved arm and put it on the other side of the railing. And a lot of times, because of that fisted hand position, your involved arm will stay on the railing without you really having to strap it down. and just stand. That alone will be a really good stretch. But then if you wanted to stretch the arms back a little bit, just bring your hips away from the railing just a little bit, not a whole lot. Just to give you a nice stretch through here. Brings the shoulder blade back, so again, scapular retraction, bringing the arm back into extension, and you're getting that external rotation that we've talked about before. Again, if you can stand, and only if you can stand, you can also take that hand and put it on the railing this way. And if you need to strap it down to that blue strap. But a lot of times, again, times the hand is fisted, so your hand might just actually stay on there, and then you just forward. And that again is stretching that arm back into extension. If the arm moves and the arm wants to slide forward, the next step would be to go to some of that dicem that I like and put that on there with the dicem on there. That would be the next modification if the hand is sliding forward. And then that gives it a little bit of grip to stay put. If the hand is still sliding forward, it would be to strap it on there. You can just do a little bit of rotation. Again, this would be a modification if you can't do it with the arms behind you. So if you can't do it with the rail behind you, just put it on the side and start with just a little rotation. You're bringing that shoulder blade back. You're getting some external rotation in the arm. And you're getting some extensions. You're bringing them. And then finally, the last exercise we're going to go over today is shoulder flexion. Stretching that arm up, preparing for reaching. And this one is going to be performed sitting down. I call this my PVC frame. It's just literally a square frame made out of PVC pipe. I like this frame. I use it a lot for standing activities, but I also like it for stretching the arm. So with your arm, your hand strapped on there, you're gonna stretch the shoulder. So you're just stretching it forward. So I hope I've redeemed myself from the last video I showed for the upper extremity. I hope this is more organized. I hope you guys understand the progression. If you are someone with severe spasticity, stay tuned. I give a whole progression of shoulder stretching exercises with an elbow immobilizer on, and I will be posting that over the weekend. Some of you, your spasticity is just so strong that we need to break these joints down a little bit. So it is much better if you have severe spasticity and your arm is stuck like this and there's a lot of resistance when you try and extend it, to start stretching the shoulder with just blocking the arm in extension. then you're not trying to fight so many joints to get that into extension. So those of you with the severe spasticity, stay tuned for that. I will be uploading that video this weekend. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave those in the comments below. If you like this video and you like the progression, you like where I'm going with this, just leave a comment below, #strokearm. That lets me know that you guys want me to continue on this journey. So I will just keep on the arm for a while. If I keep seeing those hashtags in there, you will keep seeing videos on the arm. If you like my stroke series in general, how I break it down into pieces and do like stroke leg, stroke arm, stroke walking, if you like that, just go ahead and give this a thumbs up. That just lets me know that I need to do this whole round again. Once I get through all these little mini series that I'm doing now, I'll just start over again with new and different ways to do a lot of these things and maybe even progress them a little bit further. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button below. If you haven't hit that notification bell yet, make sure you do that so that you will get notified when I upload new videos. Have fun with this activity. Be patient. Those of you guys who are following these series, you guys are true warriors. And I know that because you ask great questions. And that means I know that you are super motivated and that you're putting in the work. And consistency and perseverance towards any goal always pays off. So stick with it. Be patient with yourself. Keep sending me messages. Keep commenting below because I love the interaction. And until next time, you guys all have a great day.